There is a pattern behind your money. You don't see it, you don't think about it, you don't question it, but you follow it every single day. And over time, it decides everything. Not your income, not your intentions, not your plans. The pattern. Because money is not controlled by logic, it's controlled by behavior. And behavior follows patterns, quiet ones, invisible ones, the kind you don't notice while they're happening, but you feel the result at the end of the month when the money is gone. And you ask yourself the same question: where did it go? The answer is not one thing, it's not one mistake, it's not one decision. It's a sequence, a repeated sequence of actions that feels completely normal. And that's why it continues. Let's slow this down, because once you understand this, everything changes. Every financial decision you make starts before the money leaves. It starts with the trigger, something small, something ordinary. You feel tired, you feel bored, you feel stressed, you feel like you need a break, and in that moment, your brain looks for relief. Not logic, relief, something easy, something immediate. And that's where the pattern begins. You open your phone, you scroll, you see something, an idea, an option, a possibility, and suddenly spending feels like a solution, not a decision, a solution to how you feel. And that's the shift. You're no longer choosing, you're reacting, and reactions are fast, automatic, unquestioned. You don't stop, you don't think, you act, you buy, you order, you click, and for a moment, it works. You feel better, relieved, satisfied, distracted, and your brain learns something important. This works. This solves the feeling, so it remembers. Next time the same feeling appears, the same pattern repeats. Trigger, reaction, relief, again and again and again, until it becomes automatic. And once it becomes automatic, it becomes invisible. You stop noticing it. It just feels like life, normal behavior, daily routine. But behind that routine, there is a system, a loop. And that loop is what drains your money, not in one moment, but over time, consistently, without resistance, because you're not fighting it, you're following it. There's something important here. The pattern is not random, it's predictable. It follows the same structure every time: trigger, action, reward. This is how habits are built, and this is how spending becomes automatic. The problem is not the action, the problem is the loop, because as long as the loop exists, the behavior continues, even if you try to stop it, even if you understand it, even if you want to change, because the pattern runs deeper than intention. It runs in the background. So, what do most people do? They try to control their action. They tell themselves, I need to stop spending. I need more discipline. I need to be stronger. And it works for a short time until the next trigger appears. And then the pattern takes over again because nothing actually changed. You tried to control the surface, but the system stayed the same. And that's why it keeps repeating. Real change doesn't happen at the action level, it happens at the pattern level. You don't fight the behavior. You understand the loop. You see it clearly. You identify the trigger. You recognize the moment before the action, because that moment is where control exists, not after. Before. There's a small window, a pause, a space between feeling and action. And most people miss it because they move too fast. But if you slow down, even slightly, you start to notice it. The moment when the urge appears, the moment when the thought forms, the moment when the decision begins. And in that moment, you have a choice, a small one, but a real one. Not to stop everything, not to be perfect, just to notice, just to be aware, because awareness interrupts the pattern. It breaks the automatic flow. It creates space. And in that space, you can choose differently. Not every time, not perfectly, but enough. Enough to weaken the pattern, enough to change the direction. There's another layer to this, your environment. Because patterns don't exist alone. They are supported, reinforced, encouraged by everything around you. Your phone is designed to trigger you. Your apps are designed to engage you. Your notifications are designed to pull you back. Everything is built to reduce friction, to make action easy, instant, effortless, and that works against you. Because when something is easy, you do it more without thinking. So instead of trying to fight harder, change the environment. Make the pattern less accessible. Add friction, remove triggers, create distance, small changes, but powerful ones. Because behavior follows environment, not intention. Another important point. The reward matters because the pattern continues. Only if the reward feels good. That's what reinforces it. So if you want to change the pattern, you don't just remove the action. You replace the reward. You find another way to respond, another way to feel relief without spending. And that's not easy, but it's necessary because your brain is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to help you feel better. You just need to give it a different path, something that works without costing you. This is where most people give up because this part takes time. It's not instant. It's not perfect. It requires awareness, repetition, patience, but it works because patterns can be changed, not by force, but by understanding, by adjusting the loop, by working with the system, not against it. If your money disappears every month, it's not random. It's not bad luck. It's a pattern, a predictable sequence. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you can't unsee it, you can start changing it. Not everything at once. One moment at a time, one decision at a time, one interruption at a time. That's how control is built. Slowly, quietly, but consistently. And over time, that changes everything because now you're no longer reacting. You're choosing. And that's the difference between losing money and controlling it. Subscribe if you want simple, honest clarity about money that actually works.